What's up, YouTube? Top City 5401 here. First of all, I gotta say, congratulations to these three fellas, Joe Mauer, Todd Helton, Adrian Beltre, all deserving of the Hall of Fame. I applaud them. Now, I have a little bit of a rant on the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. First of all, out of all the major sports, it's the least represented Hall of Fame if you want to talk about the history of baseball. I would say through the 1980s, it was probably the best represented sport. And since then, it's the worst represented sport. In my opinion, this is my opinion. A lot of people say, well, you know, if you cheated or used PEDs, whatever you want to say, right? Cheated, PEDs, whatever, you shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. But in the history of baseball, there have been people using performance-enhancing drugs and or cheating in some facet, some way of the game. So that has always been there. I can't imagine it won't be there. Anytime you can get an edge, you're going to get an edge. That is, I mean, look, that's just athletics. That's the nature of athletics. I am not going to go on a long rant about that. I'm just stating a fact. Then a lot of people say, well, you know, it's a personality thing. If you're not an outstanding citizen, you can't be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Well, that's not true either. There are a lot of people that have absolutely foul personalities that are in the Hall of Fame. And again, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that, but it's a fact. I mean, a few examples. The commissioner back in the day, Mountain Landis, Judge Mountain Landis. You got Cap Anson, you got Ty Cobb, and just a lot of foul people. Social media didn't exist back in the day, and also the media sheltered players back in the day. Those are just some examples of that. And because of that, the National Baseball Hall of Fame, which is supposed to be a museum, is not represented. It doesn't represent the history of baseball the way it should. I have a solution for the 90s or the post-strike era, right? After the baseball strike, when Bud Selig took over and baseball somehow recovered under Bud Selig's reign. Why isn't there like a wing at the Baseball Hall of Fame called the Bud Selig wing? And then you could put all the players that put Bud Selig in the Hall of Fame. Let's do that. I think that would be a great idea. Good. Another one that people talk about all the time is Pete Rose. Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame. Well, first of all, Pete Rose hasn't ever appeared on the ballot, so the writers don't even have an opportunity to decide whether he can go in the Hall of Fame, nor does an era committee. So, Pete Rose. Anyway, Pete Rose is a sick individual with a gambling problem, and our culture is to forgive people like that or be understanding of people like that. I guess you could say, well, Shoeless Joe Jackson too. There's a lot of evidence showing that he didn't throw the World Series. But anyways, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. All I'm saying is when you look at the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is supposed to be a museum and supposed to be a representation of America's pastime, they have absolutely fucked it up royally in the last 20, 25 years. They've fucked it up. There are too many people that don't belong there in the Hall of Fame, and there are too many people that should be in the Hall of Fame that aren't. And it's an absolute disaster. This year, I think they got it right. It's kind of nice to see 3 legit Hall of Famers get in. But overall, the Hall of Fame is a fucking mess. And it pisses me off. Well, it doesn't really piss me off. It just kind of, I guess it's more just disappointing. I mean, I have no desire to go there. And whenever I'm watching MLB Network and they're doing their little good old boys network jerk off with, oh, you know, this and that, and what do you think? I don't know. It just bothers me. I'm probably not going to post this video, but I had to make it anyway. All right. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, until next time, we'll go out with these 3 fellas. I probably don't make sense, but if you guys understand what I'm saying, perhaps I do. That makes about as much sense as I do. Happy collecting.